Let's go, baby. Go
Yes.
time.
Yes, sir. I'm
So,
really excited to be interacting with people because there's no people here.
it's,
So,
so today's Mardi Gras. Michael and I were talking about this earlier, or also AKA Fat Tuesday. Did you grow up with that? Like, have you never heard of that?
Never heard of that.
Of either one, Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras?
Oh, I heard of Mardi Gras. Yeah, down
Okay.
in New Orleans. Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Never heard of Fat Tuesday.
Okay. We growing up, we called it Fat Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's apparently this is a day where everyone
he
eats their
said,
faces.
wow.
Indulges? That's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, people flowing in. Guys, let us know if you've ever heard of Fat Tuesday.
That word is a little bit offensive to me, Jesse.
Yeah, that's just what it's been called since I was a wee lad. So we'll see if any of our
I feel like
viewers.
you may be fat shaming me. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hey, don't
Let us
kill the
know in the
mess.
comments. Let us know in the comments if you feel fat shamed by Jesse.
There we go. I guess if you've never heard of I guess it would be a holiday. I don't know.
I've never heard of it, but hey, if that's, whatever, to each their own on that,
Hey, nobody's saying anything, so I think that they're
No, no,
offended.
but maybe it's a Michigan thing, or I don't know. I, people have
Yeah.
heard of Mardi Gras, but no one's heard of Fat Tuesday. Crazy.
Our neighbor in my neighborhood, her whole house is lit up for Mardi Gras.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's like up lighting on her house for the colors. She's really into it.
Awesome. All right. Well, since no one has anything to say on that, let's get down to business. Michael is going to be going over. We're starting actually a prospecting series, and how needed, because there is a lot of muddiness in lead generation or prospecting. There's a lot of companies that have come out, particularly since COVID, that are going to make you think that, hey, lead generation, a machine can just do it for you. It's automatic, no problem. You don't got to put the work into it, and that's leading a lot of people down the wrong path. And I see that particularly a lot in the online industry. So I'm really excited for Michael to kind of get back and tee this off to, hey, what is prospecting? Why is it important? And most important, how can we execute this? So, Mike, I'll let you take it away. And guys, if you want to report your weekly accountability score in the comments, we definitely want to keep those alive. So let us know how you did last week.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jesse. I'm gonna get my I've got some slides for tonight. Um, so I am going to get my screen share going on here real quick. Let me
Another cool thing, Michael, that I kind of failed to mention is, for maybe some of the people tuning in that don't know this, you've built a multi-million-dollar company using these prospecting techniques that you're going to be showing us. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you did a ton of paid advertising earlier on, if any. I think it was a lot of organic, just what you're going to be going over.
Yeah, in the beginning, you are absolutely correct. A lot of it was just pure organic, raw, grinding towards getting people in the door.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'll go over tonight. So can you see the screen okay? Perfect. All right. So guys, there's a couple things I'm going to say tonight that are they're really refreshers. Okay. Some of this stuff is not groundbreaking and some of it might be. I made it a point tonight to make sure that all the content in this call is just straight from me. I didn't go to any outside sources. I didn't go to any books. I didn't go to any articles. I wanted this to come from my brain and thought, oh, how can I help you with how I see prospecting and sales? And the first thing that I wanted to talk about is in a successful sales role for any industry, any organization, it doesn't matter who it is. The biggest problem in sales is comfort. It's the inability for people to put themselves in awkward situations. You know, the best salespeople say the hardest things. They do the hardest things. Those are facts. And what I mean by this is, you know, a really, really effective salesperson is going to ask hard questions often with urgency. And they're going to ask for your money often with urgency. You know, there's really no, when you think about someone who's successful in a sales role, you're not really ever picturing someone who lacks energy or is a comfortable, kind of complacent individual. A highly functioning or successful person in any role in sales, sometimes you might question their stability. These people, you know, people are crazy. These salespeople, they're loaded with energy, and sometimes you're like, wow, that person's a lot. You know, well, in sales, you have to be, you really do. And so I wanted to start off the call with, you know, I've talked about this several times in the last several alliance calls that I've personally led up. And sales is prospecting, creating leads, converting leads. It's all about tackling uncomfortable situations. It's all about choosing the hard. Remember the call on choosing the hard. It's hard to not have leads and get sales because you don't get money. It's also hard to get leads and to get sales. All right. They're both hard. You just have to pick which one, and comfort has to go away. It has to go away. You have to get rid of it. And so what I wanted to do is show you the way I believe the life of a sales cycle should go. Prospecting, finding the lead, coming in on the lead, getting the lead, closing it, or following up, repeating the process. All right. So this is how I've you know, in my brain, so I've envisioned this process to go for anyone in any industry. This is not industry specific. This is just sales. It's just, how do I get a lead and how do I make money? Well, first and foremost, we're going to start with tossing out comfort. All right. That's where we're going to start. We're going to go right here. This is step number one. Toss the comfort out the window. What that means is, it can mean several things. Number one, there is no such thing as easy with sales. It's not easy. It will never be easy. And anyone that says that it is, run as fast as you can away from those people, because sales is awkward. Sales is hard. Sales is uncomfortable. It's time consuming. And you always have to be, listen, if you want to be a really successful salesperson, you always have to be readily available. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You're not ever off the clock as a successful sales representative. You're just not. So if that's the life you've chosen as an entrepreneur, which, by the way, if you are an entrepreneur and you own your own company, guess what? You're in sales. Newsflash, you are in sales. Just because you're not a sales representative, you don't have a business without customers. Okay. But there's no shortcut. There's no easy button. There's no fast way to get there. Number one is just take the word comfort, quit, easy, all those words, and get rid of them. Okay. Number two is when sitting down to prospect, that's what we're doing right now, we're prospecting, you have to know your target audience. Who is your customer? Who are they? Where are they at? What do they need? Where can you find them? Okay. If you don't know this, well, you're behind the eight ball. You really need to figure this out. Where do you get your people from? You know, when I think about my target audience, I know exactly where I would go to find them. You know, Jesse, when you think about your target audience for coaching people to become physically fit, you know exactly where you're going to go. You know, and so it's like you know where to find the people that you need, the type of individual you would need to get your, you know, that you want to prospect. Okay, so you have to know. You can't just go, well, I think today I'm just going to call on these people over here in Chicago. Hopefully they answer. You know, it's you've got to really know the details of who you're after. All right. If you're selling a particular type of product, you're going to be looking for a particular type of consumer. It's just important to know that. Okay. And that can be anyway, you know, let's think about this, guys. If you're selling, let's say you're in real estate and you're selling a particular type of home, well, you're going to need a particular buyer. Not everyone's going to buy the house that you're selling, right? Or let's say you're, you know, whatever the case may be, you understand what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. All right. Number 3, know your competition very, very well. I really like this one. In fact, I was talking with one of my guys here with me today. Might be on the call. I don't know. My president of business development is talking to Kirk Hins. Kirk is one of, if not one of the best sales people I've ever come across in terms of his process. He's totally ruthless with his process and sales. It's every single day. And I was kind of talking to him, and this was actually a suggestion. And I thought, hey, Kirk, you know, what do you think? And he said, yeah, I think you need to add in knowing your competition very well. And I agree with him wholeheartedly, because knowing your competition well positions you in a spot to be able to beat out what they're offering. What do they pay, or what do they charge? You know, how long have they been around? How do they treat their customers? What kind of programs do they have? You know, these are all just, we're kind of laying the foundation here for when we're going to move into prospecting and getting that lead. Okay. So know the competition very, very well. Know everything about them. I can tell you right now, my competition, they sold back in 2017 for $1 billion. $997 million. Yeah, they have. I can tell you, you know, the whole life cycle of DTN, okay, or Weather Century is what they're called. They're huge. You know, they've been around since the late 1980s. They were the first weather provider that a farmer or anybody could get their hands on. They come out and put a satellite at your house and a fax machine inside, and they would fax you weather data through the satellite dish, right? And so, you know, I just, you might call an unnecessary detail, but to me, it's not. I know every detail about my competition. There's nothing I don't know. Okay. Now, I've equipped my mind. I know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. I know where my audience is. I know what my competition does. You should have, if you don't, you need to have a social media presence. Okay. Listen, it's kind of silly nowadays to not have this. It's a free way to reach tens of thousands of people by the push of a button. I'm not saying you have to live on here. I'm not saying that you have to be obsessed with it, but I am saying that most people, if not everyone else, is going to be well ahead of you if you are not present on social media. So you have to determine how far you want to go or where you want to be. And your business needs a social media presence. It needs it needs a personality. It needs a way for people to find you so they can see who you are. Okay. And guys, newsflash, if you have a social media account and people follow you, chances are they might be interested in your product. Okay. They're not just going to follow you because they're bored. Maybe your 25 friends that you went to high school with go and like your page out of support. But once you start building a social media page and building a brand, people are going to follow it. Well, when you start posting content, which you should be doing, this is not a social media call, but when you start posting content, people are going to like and comment and follow your pages. That's what they're going to do. So every day you should be scraping your socials. What that means is who's following it, who's liking it, who's commenting on it. You should be then contacting them. Okay, this is one of several ways that you can create or prospect. There's really no reason for you to not be creating. Content is king, by the way. If you're not creating content, you're not going to be able to scrape anything. There's nothing to scrape, right? So you need to make sure that you are scraping the socials every day. There's always, if you're creating content, you're going to be creating new followers every single day. Here's what we used to do on Twitter back in the day. and it's probably still done by some of the team. I don't know for sure, but back in the day, we would make posts. We would make posts that would create attention purposely. We were grabbing people's attentions, and then we would get new followers. And then we would go to their Twitter page and we would DM them. We would go, hey, we noticed that you're following the page now and you saw this, you liked that, and we want to offer you more information. And boom, next thing you know, we'd had a lead. We created a lead by just going and getting the follower. Well, if you have 600 likes on your Facebook page, you have 600 leads. There's no excuses. I mean, you can't go, well, Michael, no. You have 600 people that follow your page. So if you haven't done this, tomorrow you have 600 leads to get after. Get busy. Okay. Whatever social media account that you have. In talking about this, as I'm saying this out loud, okay, it's very important to note that this is not the only way that you can prospect. All right. You can obviously hit the old-fashioned way, create a list of leads, hop on the phones and start calling people. Okay. That is not popular. People don't like to do that. People don't want a cold call. Okay. Why is that? Well, it's because of this. Cold calling is not comfortable. People don't like that. It's awkward, Michael. What if someone hangs up on me? I always tell folks, has anyone ever come through the phone and physically harmed you? Right? Have you ever actually been physically harmed by a phone call? Yeah, it's awkward and it's weird, but just leave it, man. Everything you want is on the other side of this awkwardness. The obstacle here in all this is the way to get to where you want to go. Okay, so let's say, all right, Michael, hey, you know what? I've scraped all my socials, this, whatever, I've done this. Yeah, great call. See you next week. Okay, great. So when's the last time that you've gone through and set up a list of 125 people that you're going to call today? Okay, how do you do that? It's very simple. Head to Google. If you know your target audience, you know who you're after, and you're not worried about how you feel, whether you're comfortable or uncomfortable, then you spend an hour the night before coming up with your prospect list. So the next day when you come in, you have 125 people, boom, you start hitting phone calls and you start calling them. Okay. And you're like, well, that's a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, the success is disguised in like overalls, there's work involved there. You do have to do some things in order to get what you want. So here's what other people are saying. Well, I make 100 calls a day and I don't get any traction. Okay. Well, you're not good at cold calling then. You need to get better. You're not okay. Well, I do 100 reach outs a day and I'm not getting any leads. Well, you're not very good then. You need to get better. You're not saying the right things. Okay. So understand what I'm saying here is there's many, many ways we can go about prospecting. I want you guys on the call to truly ask yourselves, when's the last time you made 500 cold calls in a week? When's the last time you did it? That's what I would really like to know that. When's the last time you made 500 cold calls in a week? Okay. If you made 500 legitimate cold calls, what's the conversion on it? How many people did set an appointment? If you got 470 voicemails, which is probably what you're going to get, you're going to talk to 30 people and you might set 5 appointments and close 2 deals, right? So look at your math. If you're making 500 calls and you're only setting 1 appointment, you're not very good at calls. So we'll move on from that, but I want to make sure you guys are following me here. That yeah, you're scraping and you're talking. You're trying and you might be making points of contact with people and it's not converting. It's probably because you're not saying and doing the right things. That's a whole nother call. It's a whole nother call. So before I get into step 5, do you guys have anything here that, Danny, most people may not know you. I mean, you did door-to-door sales a long time ago. So anything you guys want to add here?
Talk about discomfort.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
People don't really want you on their front steps. But
No
no,
kidding.
this is great stuff. This is your crunch zone right here. This is your sweet spot. So I'm just soaking this in right now. I love what Erin said. She said, "Oh my God, why have I never done that?" I love that. What about scraping the socials? So
Awesome.
you're hitting a nerve here.
Awesome. So, and again, Aaron, these are free leads. The more value added content you put out, the more people are gonna and like your page. And I get so many people ask me, Michael, why do you do all these? You do these weird selfie videos on Instagram where you're talking about stuff. Well, it's because I'm creating a brand. I have 500,000 followers. I mean, I have 500,000 leads.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't I do that? I mean, some people might think it's silly and that's weird. I don't know why he's talking about that. I like sales. I like to win. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to create a brand. I'm going to get people to follow me, and I'm going to say and do things that people don't do, and I'm going to build a following. And then I'm going to unleash my sales team on the followers. Now all of a sudden I've opened up a window of 500,000 people that my sales team can reach out to. I mean, I don't know about you, but that sounds nice to me. So once you create your prospect, once you've scraped and once you get a point of contact, we're going to move into the triple threat method. The triple threat method is a phone call, an email, and a direct message on social media, all within 1 to 2 minutes. Hey, Jesse, man, thanks for taking my time today to, listen to what I had to say. I'm shooting you a message over on your Instagram right now just to make sure you have my account and have everything that you might be interested in if you want to check out my socials. I'm also going to fire you an email right now too with a PDF and some information in that email that you can feel free to look into. And this is my phone number. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to give you a call or shoot you a text tomorrow. Boom, boom, boom. I'm assaulting him from every angle. And here's the thing with this. You cannot do this lackadaisically. You cannot be slow at this. When you get someone's information, you have to be so fast that it's freaky. Like when I know that Kirk still does this. I don't know about, I have other people on the sales team. I think some of them are on here. I know that when a lead comes in, we are responding almost so quickly that people don't, oh my gosh, we just submitted the inquiry. How did you, it's urgency. We need it now. We need to talk to you right now. This isn't something that we don't put it on the back burner. We don't wait. Okay. You got to be speed kills in sales. You got to be fast. No messing around here. Get to these people very quickly. Okay. So the triple threat method, you've got to get their number, DM them and email them every time. Phone call, DM, email, phone call, DM, email, text message. If it's not a phone call, it's text, DM, email, video, selfie, DM, email. Okay. If someone reaches out to you in response and it takes you 2 hours to get back to them, that's not it. Okay. No one wants to wait 2 hours.
Dude, Michael, on that point, we closed a pretty big deal today from a lady in Terre Haute looking for a car distributor. So obviously there's 1,000 distributors like way closer to her. I got back to her first it was like 3 seconds from her messaging us.
Speed wins, baby.
I'll also share this. We've been looking for car insurance because Allstate canceled not Allstate, State Farm canceled us because we had too many claims.
Oh shoot. Is it because the tree fell on your car?
Yeah, we did. And we had a couple but we were calling all these, my wife was calling, I should say her, not we, she was calling a bunch of places, and she went with the dealer. She went with the insurance place that got back to her.
Yeah.
None of these places were call us back. It's like, what? we're
Crazy.
asking you for your business. Like we
Right.
need car insurance. It's
crazy.
unbelievable. Like people do not do this, Michael. They just don't.
Yep. It is crazy. It does blow me away. I mean, even today, I'm in Nebraska on some business, and I was DMing some gyms around the area on social media, like, "Hey, I'm trying to work out. Is there anyone that can help me?" And and then I was DMing coffee shops. "Can I come and work at your coffee shop?" No one responds to me.
Right.
Like, I don't understand.
Crazy.
I want to give you money. What the crap are you doing? Like
They're
you're in
working.
business.
They're working.
God, you're in business to make money, and you're not responding. So the gym that responded to me got my business. I drove 34 minutes away to go and gave him my money, and he was there. He was great, and he was quick, and he won. So, people are just there's just no urgency there. So when you get someone's contact information, you are assaulting them. I'm not kidding. Every day. This isn't, oh, okay, I talked to him on Wednesday. I'll call him next Wednesday. No.
Hmm.
You're going to call him on Thursday, and then you're going to call him on Friday. And then you're going to text him Saturday morning. You might give him Sunday off to not be psychotic. And then Monday, as soon as you get in, you're going to send him a video selfie. I mean, we're talking, listen, until it's a yes or a no. Until someone says, "Please leave me alone," the answer is no. The answer is not no. Stop assuming and thinking that they're not going to do it because they haven't responded to you. That's not how this works. You have to wake up every day and you come in, you have to say to yourself, "Who's got my money today? Where's my money? Who has it? I'm going to come and get it today. Someone's going to give it to me." That's the attitude you have to have here. Seriously. If you don't have that attitude, you have the wrong attitude in sales, or you shouldn't be in sales. You should go do something else because it's not for you. And that's okay. Okay. But this is a sales call. Okay. So the triple threat, you're hitting them from all angles, guys, all angles every day. Well, Michael, that's too much. I know it is. I know it's too much. Do it anyways. Okay. Now, when you talk to these folks, here's how you're going to close. So right here, we've prospected, we've created the lead. The lead's been created. All right. Now we're going to close them. First thing we have to do, this is all you should be doing in your sales process. This is it. Listen, I cannot stand it when I'm talking to someone or hearing someone talk about their product and all they're doing is talking about all the features and all the benefits and telling me all the stories about all the stuff. It's the biggest waste of time for you and for your customer that there is. Your job, if you take away anything from tonight, you need to uncover the problem of your prospect. What is your prospect's problem? Once you find their problem, do not talk about anything else ever again. You need to write that down, seriously. Once you uncover the problem, do not talk about anything else ever again. Nothing. Because when they tell you the problem, it is now your duty and your obligation to move to my favorite step, which is pitching the solution. What's the solution to their problem? And you should know this. If you know your product, whatever the industry you're in, you have got to know what this is. Okay. For me, for example, if someone says, I get so tired of getting caught off guard by fog. Our school system is they're mad at us because we keep missing the fog, and the parents are going crazy on social media because of the delays and the closings and okay, I got you, bud. That's never going to happen again because this is and this is what we do. We send this, it does this for you. That's it. Now, my platform, for example, if I'm selling weather to someone, my platform has over 30 different tools in it. It's got like 36 different layers, and like 15 different tabs you can click on, and it can send you all kinds of stuff. Okay. I'm not going to talk about or show any of that ever. I'm going to talk about fog and what it does for that person. And then here's what's going to happen. Okay. The conversation might come off the rails a little bit. Your job is to go right back to number 6. You have to, you cannot talk about yourself. You cannot feature dump. You cannot talk about all the other stories and all the successes from over here. Listen, you have to, your job is to just be a problem solver. All you're doing is solving a problem. Now, you want to make sure you're creating a relationship in this process. Don't get me wrong. You want to make sure you're a friendly person that someone can relate to. You don't want to be a robot. This is the problem. Here's the solution. Have a nice day. You have to have some context and some personality there, but understand that if you can master figuring out exactly what your customer wants and presenting it to them as a solution, that's the game. That's the game. There's nothing else. Jesse, if someone comes to you and says, I want to lose weight, but the weight won't come off. And I've tried keto and I've tried, the Atkins diet, and the weight's not coming off. And it's just really frustrating to me. And I just want to lose 50 pounds. So all I want to hear from you, Jesse, is, can you please tell me how to lose 50 pounds? I don't need to hear why you don't think Atkins doesn't work. It doesn't matter. We know it doesn't work because I tried it and I already told you that it's not working for me.
Right.
So can you just tell me how, if you just would turn around and go, here's how we're going to get that 50 pounds off of you, Michael. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to be like, wow, gosh, I've been trying to do this for 6 months. I'm in. I want to lose 50 pounds. And it's quick. So I'm going to pause right there. What do you think so far about this?
Dude, yeah, I think that so many people derail themselves by talking about the features, the benefits, not focusing on the pain of the person's problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
People are going to buy because you're solving that pain, not because you have all these features, benefits. And that's easy. I make that mistake to this day.
Mm-hmm. It's easy to do.
Yeah, this is really, really good stuff because, again, I've been in this game for like many others for a long time, and I still get into talking about this, and it's so great, and
Yeah. And this is the thing too, Jesse, and it's important for me to even remind myself on this. It's so easy for us to go, well, that call, I really just couldn't focus on the problem. I had to talk about other stuff. No, you didn't.
No, right. No,
you lost control of the process.
Right. I think we get so proud of what we built, we want to talk about it. And that's fine. If you're, at the cigar lounge with your buds, talk about what you built. But for them, they don't care if it doesn't solve their problem. They care about their problem. They don't care about you or your app or anything else.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, guys, if we've identified the problem, we've pitched the solution. Let's say you just couldn't get the close. Okay. That's going to happen. You're not going to close every deal right away, especially in the beginning. Okay. As time goes on and you master your craft and you become really, really good, you'll close your close rate will dramatically increase over time. It takes time. All right. But step number 8, following up with urgency. Okay. It's the same thing with really number 5. Urgency could really be applied to this entire process. Whomever lacks urgency, you're going to get beat. We're going to beat you.
Agreed.
You're going to get beat quick. If you don't have that urgency in your pitch, in your reach out, in your follow up, it's going to be very easy for you to get beat. As Danny just said, they went with the insurance company that called them back. And this is pretty simple stuff. They called them back. They get the business. They had the urgency. They won. It's not because they're the best insurance company in the world and they have this really cool brochure and Danny thought it was neat with the graphics and he thought it was the best one. So he selected that company because, you know, his friend has it. No, he just went with the one that called him. It's pretty simple.
Because
You
we
know,
needed insurance.
and you need insurance. That's the problem.
Right,
Your
right.
problem is you
Needed
have
the
no insurance.
solution.
Yeah. Okay. So your follow-up game, as I mentioned, you know, I kind of went off here on number 4 and 5. Your follow-up game has to be sick. Okay. You've got to become an unreasonable person with follow-up. You've got to throw out everything you've ever thought about follow-up. Well, I should only do it once a week. No, that's wrong. That is wrong. You will not win in sales if you are only following up once a week. You just won't win. You might do well. You might still get sales, but if you want to really make some noise, I know Kirk still does it. I used to do it every single day. Kirk runs it on his notes on his Mac on his phone, and he's doing like 80 follow-ups a day, every day. Texting. What's he doing when he's following up? Adding value. How do you add value? Well, what are you selling? For our clients, we're telling them the weather. Hey, just FYI, over here, there's going to be this. You should really be prepared for that. Oh, and by the way, do you still want to sign up today? It's $1,500, blah, blah, blah. So it's very easy to find an excuse for a follow-up if you can add value to that person.
Great point.
Okay. Hey, I know you said you wanted to lose that 50 pounds. Just some encouragement for you. You know, maybe skip the breakfast today and wait till dinner to eat tonight. And by the way, I'd love to continue to have this conversation with you. Is there any way we can schedule a call to get you signed up tomorrow? You know, just a nugget or something to help someone. Whatever your industry is, you're going to know what you can help someone with. Okay. But offer that to them. Give them an excuse to follow up with them. Hey, I just wanted to make sure I had the correct email address. Is it jessedale@gmail.com? All right, cool, man. Hey, hope you're having a great day. I'm really looking forward to getting you signed up. Because when you ask a question to someone, odds are, you know, they're going to feel inclined to go, actually, it's this email, or, you know, they're going to respond to you. Maybe they don't respond. Guess what? You'll text them again tomorrow and they'll respond then. Okay. You follow up until it's a yes or until it's a no. There's no other excuse. There's no other nothing. Yes or no. Okay. It's 2 words. Start the cycle over again. Toss out comfort. Know your audience. Get know what your competition's doing. Scrape your socials. Create content because it's keen. Hit them from 3 or 4 different angles. Identify the problem. Present the solution. Follow up and do it again and again and again. And you should do this until you're sick every day. This is all you should be doing. I don't know what else you would do as a salesperson. Your income it's dependent on your performance. I don't know why you would do anything else. Create content, get followers, reach out to them, sign them up, repeat, or cold call. You know, you toss that in too. All right, I want to get to the next slide here because I'm talking a lot. Let me erase my drawings here. And I want to talk about ways to continue to make the prospecting and the sales successful. Okay. Back in 2016, I had an office over in Greenwood and Commerce Parkway, and we didn't have any money coming in. There wasn't any money. It was just that simple. There's no money. And I told myself, you know what? I remember talking to my wife. We weren't quite married at the time, but we were together. And I said, hey, I got a new rule. I can't come home until I get a deal because we don't have any money. So I'll see you when I get a deal. Keep dinner warm for me. Love you. Thank you. I'll help you when I get home. You know, but we have to get a deal. So I can't come home until I get one. Okay. Now that's a conversation you certainly need to have with your spouse or your significant other. You can't just call them up and go, I'm not coming home until I get a sale. Goodbye. Click. That's not going to work. But I want to make sure there's communication there. So one of 3 things have to happen in the rule. You either close a deal, you schedule a call, or you create a hot lead. And you can't stop until you get one of those three things. All right. If you want to get nasty with it, you can eliminate number 3, which means you have to close a deal or schedule a demo. And if you want to become ruthless, you'll eliminate number 2 as well. And you can't go home until you get a deal every day. And you're going to find that when you stop tolerating not getting these things, and you really need them, your perspective shifts on this. You start acting with a little bit more urgency in your process to get one of these 3 things to happen. And next thing you know, you start really creating momentum. And sales is a mentally momentum game. It's all mental and momentum. Okay. And you have to be good at creating your own momentum so you have something to go off of, guys. Sales is about small wins. And if you don't have momentum or you're not winning, you're not going to be motivated to sell. It's going to be a tough day for you every day. So apply the golden rule. Don't go home until you get one of these. Just get after it. No excuses. All right. Now, this last one, I want to share this because I just think this is awesome. My COO, Vince Bryan, shared this, and I thought, man, I want to. He created this graph I'm about to show you. It's amazing. I want to show you guys real quick. All right, in the sales process, your follow-up game with this is probably not very strong. I'm just going to toss it out there. Most people are pretty patient, reasonable people. And in sales, you can't be patient and you can't be reasonable. Those 2 things have to go away. Okay. If you want to sell, if you want to make a lot of money, okay, got to become a little bit crazy. Look at this little chart he created, the top one. Situation, lead will not sign up. Patience, follow up in a few days. Aggressive patience. I have called, emailed, and texted today, and I'll do the same again tomorrow. That's gold. It's just a small little shift. This is gold on paper right here in front of you. It's a small shift. Okay. Other situations that he put here, this was for a team meeting, but it's very simple. Trying to lose weight. It's not coming off. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and it'll start come off eventually. Actually, I'm going to do a few extra reps to burn a few more calories. It's very simple. It's not groundbreaking, but we're just going to do a little bit more. Like the last one, I'm struggling to save money. Once these things happen, and I get a raise, I can start saving. That's being patient. Or aggressively patient is, I don't care what the case is. I'm just going to start depositing money in a savings account, saving my money. And so you kind of remove the reasonableness in your approach. You're no longer reasoning. Okay. And in sales, you cannot really be a reasonable person. Okay. I'm not talking about going and being a total psychopath and someone that doesn't listen to anybody and you're rude and I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying your approach has to be very, very aggressive with some finesse and some tact in there, right? You've got to be tactful and aggressive. Okay. This is the call. Once you get the lead, your job is simple, guys. You're a problem solver. Don't start puking features and benefits and telling stories about your brother over there and, when he did this and 5 years ago, and no one cares. They don't care. I promise you, they don't care. I know they act like they care. They're being friendly. But they don't care. No one cares. They just want to know. If anyone's listening to your craziness, it's because they're nice. They want to know what's the solution to the problem that they've given you. All right. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is just you got to listen to them. And then you have to continue to present the solution to their problem. Okay. So what have I said tonight? I've said a lot, but I really want you guys to take away from tonight's call, like, man, I'm charged and fired up to go and get leads tomorrow and start this process. I want to teach you guys how to make money. And I want you to grow your business. the Alliance is a lot of things, and we believe in just doing the best we can everywhere in life, and being the best people we can be. Guys, none of this means anything if we don't have customers and products and bring in revenue for our businesses. Everyone in here owns a business or runs a business. And without revenue, you don't have a business. And the only way to get revenue is to become really good at prospecting, creating leads, and closing deals. And you have to get good at this. You have to, if you're not good at this, you've got to figure out a way to get better at it. Okay. And if you're avoiding doing this stuff, that's why you're not selling. That's why you're not making money. That's why your sales are not increasing. All right. I think our sales year to date from last year, I think it's we're up over 50%. We've been up over 50% year over year for the last 3 years. We continue to do this because this is something we are obsessed with. We do this every day, and we tackle it head on every day. So I know this was a lot tonight, but this is the formula to getting leads and closing them and converting them. All right. Sure, there's 10 other things I could put in here, and we could talk about this for 5 more hours. These are the basics of how I think you can become a very successful sales representative. One last closing statement, and then I'll open it up for questions or anything. Notice in this call tonight, notice not one time did I ever say, you need to be the king of product knowledge. I never said that. You do not need to be the king of product knowledge. The best salesperson could walk into an organization and in 2 weeks be the top sales representative, knowing barely anything about the product. You know why? Because they're good at solving problems and creating relationships. You don't have to know everything. Okay. So that's the call. Again, it's a lot, and it's a little bit longer. But I'm really passionate about this. And if you guys apply this stuff, I know it can help you. I know you can make more money. Any questions, anything at all that I can help with before we wrap this up?
Mike, I just have a comment. I mean, it's just what you shared tonight is just, that's enough for people to run on for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm massively successful. You've done it. You know, this is stuff that you have practiced, your team is practicing. So I hope if you guys are on the Alliance call tonight and there's some aspect of sales in your business, take some of this stuff and work it, and it will work for you. So thanks for sharing that, bud.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Danny.
Aaron says this is my favorite call so far. By far.
Love it.
I'm not offended by that, Aaron, at all. Neither is Jesse at all. We're big boys. We can handle that, can't we, Jess?
Sure can.
She says, "Oh gosh."
Hey, it's gonna make her money. That's all I care about.
Awesome.
That's Michael. That's the bar high. So we're gonna have to bring the heat next week.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited for this series.
You
Michael,
are just as
what a
important.
kickoff, dude. What a kickoff.
Oh, that's great. We're secure. This is good. I agree, Aaron. This is great stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And thanks for tuning in tonight. And we'll continue this conversation next week, next Tuesday.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
See ya.
Blessings, guys. See ya.